Hello, and welcome to Comic Talk, the place where we talk comics. The topic of today's review and discussion will be Action Comics 978 and Flash issue 21. Now, starting off with issue number 21 of Flash, it's actually the second part in a crossover that is covering the Batman and the Flash books, where we're starting to see the characters from the Watchmen series integrated into current continuity of the regular DC universe. I'm really happy about this because I'm so stoked at the idea that Dr. Manhattan and Rorschach and Night Owl can exist in the same universe as Superman, Batman, Flash, Green Lantern, and Wonder Woman. I think that that's an amazing idea. Now, the issue starts off with an older fella, presumably Jay Garrick, on the roof of a building with no powers and 90 years old trying to reharness the lightning. He presumably wants and needs his powers back, and he gets dragged away by the staff of the seniors or retirement residents, and that's the last that we see of him. Then we're transported to the Batcave, where Barry Allen is in the cave and there's a crime scene because in the previous piece of the crossover, in the Batman issue, Eobard Thawne died. So Barry is investigating the scene, and he's understanding that there's some things at play here that nobody else understands, and he can't really tell anybody yet. He's got to kind of keep a lid on things. So he goes to find Batman, who's upstairs recovering from the absolute beating that he took from Reverse Flash, and they're kind of discussing back and forth the existence of the pin. Bruce is telling Flash that he saw his dad in the Batman costume, in his version of the Batman costume. Flash then decides he needs to go and do something about it, so he goes up to the Justice League watchtower and yanks the tarp off the treadmill, the cosmic treadmill, and decides he's going to go for a run to go back in the past just to see what happened to Eobard Thawne. He just wants to see. He doesn't want to muck with anything. He's aware that he created the Flashpoint paradox in the first place. He doesn't want to do it again, so he just wants to go back and see. But Batman being Batman, even after the giant beating he took, decides, nah, you're not going to go on your own, I'm going to go with you. So there they are, both on the cosmic treadmill. Barry Allen running like a mofo, and Batman just hanging on for dear life. Things get kind of weird and out of hand, the treadmill explodes, and they end up in an alternate universe, the universe that was created at the Flashpoint, face to face with Thomas Wayne. I'm completely expecting the next part of this crossover is going to be absolutely amazing, and I'm so stoked with what DC has been doing with Rebirth. They've gone through so much time in the past of writing mediocre stories that what they're doing now is absolutely amazing, and I'm all for the Watchmen coming to the regular DC universe. Now, the next comic up for discussion is Action Comics 978, which picks up exactly where 977 left off. I would encourage you to go see the last episode of Comic Talk so that you can see some of the events of Action Comics 977. For 978, we pick up right where 977 left off. So we're continuing to learn about this current continuity's history of Kal-El. Now, I think what they're doing right now by melding together aspects of the pre-New 52 Superman, the New 52 Superman, and the Rebirth Superman all into one coherent timeline, they're doing an amazing job of bringing it all together and making it make sense. I feel like I've seen enough reboots and zero-hour events and crises to know that they usually don't answer enough questions, and the readers are kind of left going, yeah, well, did this happen, or did that happen, or is this still continuity? And they seem to be doing their very best to answer a lot of those questions in Superman's continuity for the readers. We see Superman catching Lois with the helicopter, so it's their first meeting, and then she names him, and then Clark goes to work at the Daily Planet and gets a job there. We then see a 2-page spread of events that kind of blanket cover a lot of the events and people in Superman's life, and we see some familiar and unfamiliar faces. People like Conduit, and people like Imperiex, and people like the classic Banshee, rather than the New 52 Banshee, are all represented, as well as the people that you would expect, like Bizarro, Lex Luthor, Parasite, Brainiac, Mixie-Plick, Darkseid, Mongol. I think they're doing an amazing job of bringing back the canon that we know and love, while having all the new. We see images of a bearded Superman holding his air rebreather when he went off-world, followed by an image of him in his gladiator uniform where he had to fight Mongol on Warworld. We also see Superman Blue, so that is also assuming that Superman Red exists, where he was broken into the Lightning versions of Superman. We also see the Krypton Man storyline represented by Superman wearing his Kryptonian garb. We see Superman and Lois getting engaged. Then we see Superman coming clean with his secret identity to Lois. We see Superman fighting Doomsday and reliving those moments. We see all the rogues just as they happened in the original Reign of Superman storyline and the destruction of Coast City. We see the death of Martha and Jonathan Kent after that, followed by Superman in his new 52 suit coming home one day to find that Lois is indeed pregnant with Jonathan Kent. And then we see how they tackled the birth of John, because if you remember, John Kent was actually born during Convergence, and Lois and Superman were able to conceive during a time when Superman, as all the heroes, were depowered. And so for a year he had no power, and Lois and Clark managed to conceive a baby. And even he was born during Convergence without a world. Well, they answered that. John Sam Kent was actually born in the Fortress of Solitude in this current continuity, with Batman outside keeping guard and Wonder Woman inside helping Lois push. After that, they go ahead and they explain why Superman had the beard and the black costume, and they lived on the farm. It's because Lois and Clark were both taking a sabbatical from the Daily Planet, and that's when she wrote all those books under Author X, and Superman was doing a lot of his work by night, undercover, and he took that sabbatical from the Justice League. After that, we see a few of the battles that the New 52 Superman had to wage, and that brings us right up to what happened with Mxyzptlk. Now, I want to take this time to just point out that while this is a spoiler review, it's not spoiler-free. I actually don't spoil the whole comic. As with the last episode and the previous episode before that, I do leave things out so that just in case you want to go and buy the comic, there'll be things that you're learning that I haven't told you. I don't want to spoil the whole thing for you. With this issue of Action Comics, there's actually an entire subplot building in the background that's going to lead to something really big, and it will require the attention, likely, of the entire Superman family. Let's just say there might be a little revenge squad forming against Superman. It's going to suck for the Man of Steel really soon. Big time. Now, I would give both of these comics a straight up 10 out of 10 because I enjoyed both of them fully. There was nothing about them that I would change about the story or the artwork. I think they covered everything that I would need to see in one issue, both of them. They gave us secrets at the end, making us come back for the next issue while giving us enough explanation that we feel satisfied. From the artwork on the inside to the cover art on the front, these two comic books are home run hits. And that's my honest opinion. Anyway, that's my time for today. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Brad, and you've been watching Comic Talk. Please remember to subscribe if you haven't, if you like what you're seeing. Leave a like so that I know that you liked it. Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think of these comics, and I will see you next time with the next episode of Comic Talk. Toodaloo!